What's up, Bookies.com? Jasmine McKoy here, and I am joined by Aaron Ladd, sports anchor from KSHB 41. Aaron, how you doing?
Doing good. We're getting closer to game time, which makes the whole week better, right? We've been talking about it since last Sunday, and we're getting closer.
We are here, and I definitely want to talk about Sunday. As we know, Kansas City last year, they were in the same position, but they blew a 21-3 lead. As you know, they played again on December 4th of this year. In your opinion, what were some key takeaways that you saw from the Chiefs?
This is what makes this one so fun. It's got that rivalry feel, if you will, because these teams have been so competitive recently. The Bengals have won three straight against Kansas City and 8 of their last 10. And they've got Patrick Mahomes' and Andy Reid's number. Not a lot of teams can say that in this modern era of Mahomes and Kelsey and all those guys. Kansas City feels like they've been at each and every one of these games, and they really have. A fumble in the most recent matchup in the regular season kind of doomed their hopes. And that's what really this comes down to, in my opinion, Jasmine. The margin for error for both of these teams is so small because they are so close. Whoever makes that extra mistake or maybe misses that one extra tackle might be ruminating on that and letting that simmer for an entire offseason.
And now we talk about that 3-0. If we look at these quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, he's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. And we already know Burrow, he's kind of dominated the Chiefs defense. I mean, 8 touchdowns, I believe 1 interception. As we know, Mahomes, high ankle sprain last game. How do you think Sunday's quarterback matchup will look? Will Mahomes be ready to compete?
We're having all the legacy conversations now. People have already said Joe Burrow has passed Josh Allen based off what happened last week. And now we're wondering, is Patrick Mahomes really him now? Patrick Mahomes is on is he him watch because Joe Burrow made that divisional round win. So it looks so easy. They went up 14-0 in a heartbeat in the divisional round over Buffalo. The ankle injury, it gives me pause. A high ankle sprain, never anything you want at this point in the playoffs. I've heard people say it's a 6 to 8 week injury. I've heard people say, hey, take the magic shot and you'll be all right. It's the truth has got to be somewhere in the middle. Obviously, he's not going to be 100%, but this is where everybody else steps up. If you're a Kansas City fan, for Joe Burrow, the weapons are what the weapons are. You've got Higgins, Boyd, and Chase, 3 dynamic weapons that are going to test the Kansas City secondary. Hayden Hurst over the middle. Samaje Perine has gashed Kansas City in the past, and oh yeah, Joe Mixon as well. From a quarterback perspective, we know they're not going to play each other, but when you see these offenses, you're like, all right, they're going to score. We got to score every time we touch the ball.
Now, come Sunday, 3 things Kansas City needs to do if they want to play in the Super Bowl.
This is a good one. So I'll start with what the players have told us. Nick Bolton, who led who set a single season record for Chiefs tackles in a season this year with 180. Yes, he had the extra game, but still very impressive. He says this game comes down to tackling, and I start to agree with him. You look back on not the AFC Championship last time, but they also played in the regular season last year, part of this 3-game streak for Cincinnati. Missed tackles all over the field, including one that led to a long 69-yard touchdown for Jamar Chase. I would say tackling is going to be extremely important for Kansas City. That'll be my first key. For Patrick Mahomes, it's staying ahead of schedule, and that maybe starts with the run game. I know Andy Reid isn't a coach that leans on his run game a lot. He wants 15 to cook, and he wants Patrick to have the ball in every opportunity. Who can blame him? But for me, running the ball and establishing the run is going to be important for Kansas City as well. Isaiah Pacheco, a 7th-round rookie, drafted this year, had 95 rushing yards in his first ever playoff game last week in the win over Jacksonville. Get him going early. Maybe Pat doesn't have to feel like Superman on that bum ankle. So we've got tackling well, establish the run. And then how about establish the Kelsey for Kansas City? I mean, he had 17 targets in the divisional round win over Jacksonville, 14 of them catches, most ever by a tight end in a playoff game, breaking his own record of 13. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason. He's got the connection and the telepathy and the Wi-Fi cooking with Mahomes for a reason. He's got to have a big game for Kansas City to advance to their 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years.
And Aaron, last question for you. At Bookies, we cover sports betting. The Bengals, they were listed as underdogs Monday morning. Now they're the favorite at -1.5 at BetMGM. Your thoughts on that?
we're flip-flopping back and forth. I don't think anybody really knows what to do with this game at any point. I've said before, this is a pick 'em. Really, if Mahomes is healthy, I think Mahomes' ankle and the uncertainty there and not knowing if he's going to be 100% has left odds makers with no idea what to do with this game. And maybe that's what we want as fans, right? Not really knowing what's going to happen. I know as bettors, that's maybe frustrating. You want to lean a certain way and know what you're getting, but Patrick Mahomes' ankle adds the uncertainty, but really expect this to be a 50-50 shot, because that's what it feels like coming into this one, even though Cincinnati has had Kansas City's number recently.
Well, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's going to be a busy weekend for you and you got to get back to your coverage, but we appreciate it. Thanks again.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you having me on.